Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Monday, the 15th of September. Starting off with the S&P, which is still heading towards that April price channel top there, towards 6750. We're looking for that, especially while we're on the right side of recent broken resistance around 6540. Ideally, there's no breakback below 6500, which was basically August resistance. RSI in a good place at 67, so not overbought yet, and obviously we broke that RSI resistance line, and we are well above the 50-day line as well. Worst case is that we have to test the floor of the channel and the 50-day line, currently around 6400, but hopefully we can get away with a turnaround or a push higher towards the top of the channel there, 6750, by the end of next month or even sooner. The Nasdaq is next, and the Nasdaq 100, that is, and here you can see that we're on the right side of 24,000 for the first time in first time ever. It looks here you can see 24,800, the top of that channel there from April. That's what we're looking for by the end of this month. Maybe as high as 26,000 by the end of next month, while the AI boom keeps on trucking. Recent resistance 23,700, potential support. Worst case is we have to test the 50-day line 23,300, but at the moment, with a fresh RSI break through the 60s, the low 60s, looks as though we might have a fresh leg to the upside. Moving on to the stocks, and starting off with Allied Gaming, and here we've had a situation where we've spiked up and then spiked back down again. What is interesting here, though, is that, or is whether we can stay above that 200-day line around the $1.40 area. If we can do that, then there's a chance of a repeat of the spike that we've had, but that is the trade there that we hold above $1.40 on an end of day close basis. Stock that we've looked at quite recently in this back end business is Biosig, and here you can see that we've got that rising trend channel. We've broken through the 50-day line there at $5.24, and above that, looking at the top of the channel there, $9.40 by the end of next month. Recent resistance through $5.60 has been broken, and we're looking for that to be maintained over the recent or the near future for this stock. Moving along to Conifer, and here you can see that we're having a second go at hitting the top of that channel there, $1.45. We've broken the main resistance area through 110, so above that on an end day close basis, looking for 145 over the next couple of weeks. The other positive is that we've got an RSI 50 plus rebound in the oscillator window, which tends to be the indicator on the upside, as it has already been. Moving on to maybe the best stock of the day, which is Entero. Here we've got this turnaround, which has broken through recent resistance around the $2.75 level. Above that, looking for the top of the channel as high as $5.50 by the end of next month. Punchy call, but it's a punchy looking chart. At the moment, we've got multiple RSI rebounds above neutral 50, which helps the cause. Next on the list is Envirotech, and here we've got a beautiful U-shaped turnaround here, a long one as well, long dated one. Here we're looking for the shares to hit that line there, the top of the rising trend channel base from the beginning of the year. Also got an uptrend line in the RSI window as well, which has been multi-tested. And the view at this stage is that at least while we're above recent broken resistance, that was around the $2.50 level. We're looking for much higher prices. In fact, really, we should be above the March resistance there at $3.60, ahead of a potential move towards $7.60 by the end of next month. A lot of work to do trying to break that 200-day line, but we're assuming that this is a long-dated and a strongly backed turnaround. Next on the list is GDC, which is GD Culture, and here we've got the shares approaching the top of that rising trend channel there from February around the $9 level. Above $9, looking for a fresh leg to the upside as high as $14 maybe by the end of next month. The proviso is that we need to stay really on the right side of that broken resistance there back in September around $7.50. So above $7.50 is probably the key to, or staying above there is the key to further push to the upside. On to a stock which we have covered in the recent past and is back again, Hyperion. And here we've got a very strong push through the main resistance there around $10. Above that, looking at the top of the channel there as high as $19 by the end of this month, and hopefully that just takes out the July resistance for the shares. We covered the next stock as well in the recent past, which is Century, and here you see that shares are a little bit sort of sad and sorry for themselves at the moment, but we are hoping that we'll get an end of day close back above recent resistance of $52. If we can do that, then the shares may be back on track for at least a move to the top of the range at 65. Otherwise, really, we are stuck in a range. Returning to Sonnet as well, and here you can see that the shares, the second or third time I'm asking, look like they're on their way. The main resistance here around $4.30, and above that, looking for the top of the channel, they're as high as $12 by the end of October. Obviously, high hopes there, but the shares are able to bounce as they did very much so back in July. Finishing off with a decent situation as well, which is Wolfspeed, and here the enthusiasm comes from the rising trend channel base, unfilled gap to the upside through resistance, the neckline resistance there around $2 above that, looking for up to $4.10 by the end of next month, and a beautiful RSI 50 rebound going with the rising 50-day line and the gaps to the upside. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.